let's take a look at all the lore you need to know about for Fortnite's end of season live event. Overall, this season has been themed around a fight between the 7 and the IO, two groups that are rivaling for power and control. On one hand, the IO is attempting to destroy the Fortnite island and kill the entire reality, whereas on the other, the 7 are trying to save it and preserve this reality from being destroyed. The IO is led by Dr. Sloan, a woman that will relentlessly pursue her goals no matter what it costs her, even killing her own friends and allies if it means getting what she wants. Sloan was the one that disabled building at the beginning of the season for everyone, just so that she could slow down the 7's plans to overthrow the IO and take control of the island. The 7 is led by the Foundation, a character voiced by and modeled after Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The 7 want to stop the IO from keeping control of the island since they realize how evil Dr. Sloan actually is. Their goal is to keep the power of the 0 Point away from her, we'll get more into that later, while also managing to preserve the entirety of the reality itself. Obviously, these storylines can get a bit complex, so let's take it back to the very beginning where we can really begin to understand what's going on. Back in Chapter 1, Season 4, the Visitor, being housed inside of a literal meteor, landed in the middle of Dusty Depot, creating Dusty Divot. This was our first introduction to the organization of the 7 on the Fortnite island. They're a group of people and gods focused on researching and protecting the 0 Point, a source of energy that can manipulate dimensions and space-time itself. In Fortnite lore, it is known to be the center of the universe and the controller of all worlds. Whoever controls the 0 Point has full access to any dimension, any timeline, and any power they could ever wish to have. With that in mind, let's fast forward 5 seasons into Chapter 1, Season 9 at the end of season live event. Here, the 0 Point almost fell into the wrong hands. A monster called the Devourer attempted to steal and take the 0 Point's energy for itself. Thankfully, with all of their advanced tech and futuristic insights, the 7 saw this threat coming. They built a mech suit nearly double the size of an entire volcano and taught one of their members, Paradigm, how to control it and pilot it. With this training, the Paradigm hopped into battle against the monster and fought bravely. The fight was going extremely well for the Paradigm inside her mech suit until she got a bit cocky. Turning her back on the monster after she thought she had successfully drowned it, it leapt from the depths and attacked her from behind. Ripping and tearing at her suit, the Devourer nearly destroyed the entirety of her device and the Paradigm herself. Thankfully for the 7, the Devourer wasn't able to finish the job before the Paradigm knocked the creature off her back, regaining her senses. The suit had been permanently damaged, and the Paradigm needed a way out. Knowing that she no longer had the strength or power to beat the monster on her own, she weighed her options carefully and decided to break the 7's code. She went to the last resort option. Plunging her fist into the depths of the 7's most safely secured vault, she pulled forth the 0 Point and harnessed its power for herself. She defeated the monster, yet violated all rules that the 7 had in place against wielding this power for oneself. Not only that, but she also created a crack in the 0 Point, destabilizing it and nearly destroying all of reality. The other 6 members of the 7 couldn't believe what she had done and outcast her. They ridiculed her for not being good enough to beat the monster without a crutch and made her hate them altogether. This would come back to haunt the 7. In the next season's live event, the 7 salvaged what they could of the 0 Point as it began to collapse in on itself from the damage dealt to it by the Paradigm and teleported the island to a new reality, creating a map split in 2. This island wasn't like its predecessor though, as it contained 2 sides to itself, a top and a bottom, unlike the one that had come before it. The 0 Point was housed in the area between the 2 sides and was trapped between realities itself. Now, this leads us to Chapter 2, where we saw the addition of a new character, Midas. Midas, like the man from the Greek myths, could turn anything he touched into gold. Somehow, though, this ability allowed him to think like no one else could inside the loop. Before Midas, only the 7 and the IO could think of things other than killing one another until one player remained. He somehow gained consciousness while inside the loop, something that is not supposed to be possible with how it was designed. He realized that the only way to stop himself from dying over and over in the loop as the game of Battle Royale was played was to get rid of the only thing forcing the quote-unquote loopers to fight each other, the storm. If he got rid of the storm, he got rid of the loop and freed everyone inside. Midas built what is now known as the Doomsday device version 1 and attempted to destroy the loop entirely. Initially, his plan was unfolding as he had foreseen it. The device rose above the lake in the middle of the island and began to siphon energy away from the storm into the device. As it grew stronger and stronger, the IO quickly realized what was happening. Speedily, they implemented quick yet effective countermeasures, stopping the device altogether and reinvigorating the storm, fueling it like it's never been seen before. It was filled to the brim with water that would kill anyone that dared to step inside, and after a day, this water all came crashing down, flooding the entire map. Fast forward 8 seasons of random storylines, jumbled lore, a primal pushback by the 7 in Chapter 2, Season 6, and an alien invasion that was fended off by the IO in Season 7, and now we're here in Chapter 3, Season 2. After a season of planning, the leader of the 7, Dr. Sloan, yes, this is the same person we talked about at the beginning of the video, the one that is super evil, has ordered the creation of a Doomsday device version 2 known as the Collider. This device is similar to Midas's Doomsday device V1 from Chapter 2, Season 2 in almost every way, being designed to destroy the map entirely and eradicate the 7 altogether, except this time, the device will actually work if not stopped, since it has been fueled by the knowledge and power of the full force of the IO. The only way for the 7 to take down this Doomsday device, which again is now being called the Collider by Dr. Sloan, is by brute forcing their way through it, destroying it altogether. Luckily enough for them, they already have the schematics for a robot suit that is perfect for destroying it, the same one that they used back in Chapter 1, Season 9 to defeat the Devourer. Unfortunately enough for them though, if we remember the lore we talked about earlier, they outcast the only pilot capable of driving it, the Paradigm. After being ridiculed and laughed at by everyone else in the 7, the Paradigm has no intention of ever coming back. Throughout this season, though, the 7 have been trying to re-recruit their outcast member in order for her to drive the mech for them. But things aren't looking bright. She had refused to drive the mech for them countless times, and only one of the members of the 7, the scientist, has made any progress at getting through to her. At this point, only time will tell whether she'll actually come back or not during the live event for one final drive of the robot mech in order to stop the IO altogether and reclaim her rightful mantle as a member of the 7. So that is all the lore that you need to know about going into this live event. But off of this lore, we can actually start to speculate a ton of different things that are going to be happening in the live event. Once this live event starts, my guess is that during it, we'll take control of the mech formerly driven by the Paradigm, since she will not have shown up yet to help drive it. My guess is that we will almost destroy the Doomsday device. I'm thinking we're getting solid punches in, we're kicking it, we're about to destroy it, and then the IO are somehow going to stop us. They're going to use missiles, they're going to use a device of their own. They're going to somehow stop us from destroying their device, and then, right as all hope is looking lost, right as the Doomsday device is about to go off, my guess is that since the Fortnite lore writers love Marvel so much, they'll want to have some sort of Avengers Endgame style event, where when everything seems like we are about to lose, the Paradigm will show up out of nowhere and help finish off the battle against the IO. That's just my personal guess though. Fortnite has had crazier things happen in their live events than what I just theorized, so I could be entirely wrong. Let me know what you think will actually end up happening at the end of the season with all the teasers that are coming out recently. I think this event could go so many different ways, so honestly, let me know what you think is going to be happening down in the comments section. But if you did enjoy the video or find it helpful, cool, then make sure to leave a like on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Make sure to log on about 2 hours before the live event so that the Fortnite servers do not all get filled up before the live event actually happens, and so that you will actually get a spot when the live event starts. So remember, log in early so that you do not miss out on this live event. But like I said, like, subscribe. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.